Hello all, you know that we are doing UPSC, most expected 100 topics. Up to now I completed 70 topics. Today I will be discussing from 71 to 80 topics. The most expected prelims topics by the name called as UPSC. In that 70 topics I completed, and this PDF you will be getting tomorrow. I mean the next 81 to 90 and 91 to 100 with both the YouTube videos you will be getting the links for this 100 topics in the description box. So today it is from 71 Project Vanni. What is this Project Vanni? Project Vanni is in the news. It is a combined works of Indian Institute of Sciences, Art Park. What is Art Park? Art Park is Artificial Intelligence and Robotic Technology Park. This both together, and Google. Three. Google as well as Indian Institute of Sciences, Art Park. These three came together to design a project which is called as Vanni. What is this project all about? It is to create a data corp of over 150,000 hours of speech, part of which will be transcribed in local scripts. So overall languages will be converted in the form of digital formats, language to script. So all the languages in the India will be converted in the digital format for future purpose. That particular project is called as Project Vanni. So Project Vanni is of three organizations: Indian Institute of Sciences, Art Park, as well as the Google, in order to digitize language to script. So everything to have in a data format, to have in a big data format, so that it will be stored for the future purposes. Project Vanni. Open source is done through platforms like Vishnu. Vishnu is an open source which is called as under the National Language Translation Mission, Ministry of Electronics Information Technology, and funding is done by the Google. This particular project is called as Project Vanni. And the next is Bandicoot. What is this Bandicoot? Bandicoot is one of the robot which is used for manual scavenging. Bandicoot is one of the format of a robot which will be used in manual scavenging, and this Bandicoot is used for the first time in Kerala. The Bandicoot robot is the world's first robotic scavenger, manual scavenger. This robot will be doing manual scavenging. It will be removing all the manual scavenging, and the first time is adopted where? In the Kerala state. Bandicoot is in the news recently. What it talks about? And the next is about Bharath 6G project. What is this Bharath 6G project? The Indian government plans to finance, support research pathways to advance connectivity goals and establish apex body. India's 6G goal include, mainly it is with respect to guaranteeing every citizen a minimum bandwidth of 100 Mbps, ensuring every gram panchayat has half terabyte per second of connectivity, and providing over 50 million, means 5 crore internet hotspots with 13 per square kilometer. So in order to have a very good broadband connectivity, the government of India is coming up with a project which is called as Bharath 6G project. So under Bharath 6G project, we are guaranteeing every citizen a minimum internet bandwidth of 100 Mbps. And the next is ensuring every gram panchayat will have a Wi-Fi broadband connectivity, and providing over 50 million internet hotspots with 13 per square kilometer. This is what the Bharath 6G project. Aditya L1 mission. Aditya L1 mission, which is nothing but a satellite which will be studying the outer space. It will be looking the sun. Aditya L1 mission will be studying the sun. Aditya L1 mission is the first observatory class space-based solar mission from India, which will be studying the moon, sun, which will be studying the right around the L1 point, Lagrange point 1. As a major advantage of continuously viewing the sun without any eclipses, without any occultations. The position provides a greater advantage of observing solar activities continuously. Aditya L1 carries 7 payloads to observe the photosphere, chromosphere, and the outermost layers of the sun, the corona, using electromagnetic and particle detectors. So we will be studying the chromosphere. Outer layer of the sun is called as chromosphere. Little bit inside it is called as photosphere. Inside the sun's core it is called as corona. This all will be studied by Aditya L1 satellite. This Aditya L1 satellite will be sitting on the Lagrange point 1. The benefit is whatever is staying in the Lagrange point 1, it will not come under the ambit of occultations or eclipses. So Aditya L1 is the first outer space studying sun satellite in India. Darco. What is the Darco? DARPA of the USA is to launch the Darco spacecraft. Darco is recently in the news, which is called as spacecraft demonstration rocket for agile cislunar operations is to run on nuclear fission reaction. Very, very important. Darco is a spacecraft. For the first time, it will run by nuclear fission. Nuclear powered spacecraft is Darco. Nuclear powered spacecraft is called as Darco. A big leap in the space industry. The rocket that uses the nuclear fission reactions to fly is called as nuclear thermal rocket. No country on earth have succeeded in this technology, and United States of America is coming up with this technology, which is called as nuclear fission technology. Nuclear fission, bodily autonomy and integrity. What happened recently? The Supreme Court had told that every individual have their bodily autonomy and integrity. It's their wish to go with vaccination. It's their wish not to go with vaccination. The government have no power to force any individuals with respect to the bodily autonomy and integrity, except in 3 conditions. Prelims point of view, very important. Except in 3 conditions, the Supreme Court of India had told that every individual, every citizen of the country have bodily autonomy and integrity. And the 3 situations where there is absence of bodily autonomy and integrity is: number 1, the activity must be backed by a law. If there is a law, everyone should take vaccination, then they should take. If it is backed by a law, number 1. If it is backed by a law, then there will be no autonomy, no integrity. Number 2, the state must have the legitimate interest to bring such a law that collides with fundamental rights. Yes. The state, if it is making legitimate, it is required, like corona vaccination. Then, number 3, infringement must be proportional to its aim. It might be infringement of fundamental rights, but however, it is proportional. Why? Because people's health is more important. Public health is more important. On these lines, bodily autonomy and integrity is most important according to the Supreme Court of India. 3 conditions. Number 1, it should be backed by the law. Number 2, state should have a legitimate intention. Number 3, if it is violating the fundamental rights or any of the right of the individual, but still if it is proportionate, like if I got some contagious disease, I should take vaccination, but because of me, thousands of people might impact. So if I am denying also, the government have the power to make vaccination for me. It might be forceful also, it is correct in these conditions. Next, new insurance rules. There are new insurance rules came. Number 1, the regulatory sandbox is a framework which provides a testing environment to the companies to enable to test their innovative products, technologies, etc. in a controlled regulatory settings. It promotes innovation and technological solutions in the industry. So there is something called as the regulatory sandbox. The government has notified significant decisions of the insurance regulator IRDA. Increase in tie-up limits for intermediates. Yes, tie-up limits can be increased with any insurance companies. The tie-ups, up to now there is limits up to 50,000 crore. If more than 50,000 crore also, they can tie up. Regulatory sandbox, increasing the experimentation period from 6 months to 36 months. Earlier, experimentation with respect to any insurance policy was 6 months, but now they increased up to 3 years. In this way, the regulations has been changed with respect to insurance regulation. District Mineral Foundation, according to Mines and Minerals Regulation and Development Act of 2015, there will be a fund or there will be a foundation which is called as District Mineral Foundation. Every private company who is doing, or every public sector company which is doing mining, as royalty they have to pay to the government. In how much royalty they are paying to the government, from that 20% or 30% they have to earmark for the District Mineral Foundation Fund, so that that money will be used for the development of the local people who are getting impacted because of that mining activity. So that particular thing is called as District and Mineral Foundation. Instructions have been issued to the District Mineral Foundations for identification of affected areas and people to be covered under Pradhana Mantri Kanji Vikas Yojana. Kanji means Minerals Vikas Yojana, and spend at least 60% of the funds on high priority areas and up to 40% on. So from that funds, 60% should be given to high priorities and 40% should be spent on not that much priority. Mining companies contribute 10 to 30% of the royalty amount they pay to the government to DMF trust, the district they are operating. So District Mineral Foundation, District Mineral Foundation. So now the rule is 60% in the priority areas and 40% in other important areas. By manning, the state government shall by note establish a trust and non-profit body to be called as District Mineral Foundation. The idea behind the contribution that local mining affected communities, mostly tribal and among poor in the country, also have the right to benefit from the natural resources extracted from their live. So that money will be used through this District Mineral Foundation, a trust. From there, the money will be used for the development of the local people. That is what the District Mineral Foundation. Lay Perouse. Lay Perouse is an biennial exercise between USA France, Japan, Australia and UK. La means, remember, whenever there is a word called as la, it is France. French naval exercise. India also participated in it. Earlier only USA, France, Japan, Australia, UK used to participate, but now USA, UK, France, Japan, Australia and India also participated in it. Aimed at enhancing maritime domain awareness, indigenously built guided missile frigate INS Sahyadri and the fleet tanker INS Jyoti will be participating in this edition of the exercise from India point of view. So with this, USA, France, Japan, Australia, UK and India participated in this La Perouse naval exercise. Naval exercise. Navies in the Indo-Pacific region. The last topic today, Indian space policy. Indian space policy was been recently finalized by the Government of India, Department of Space. According to this, it is divided, functions are properly divided. For example, NSIL, New Space India Limited, now onwards it will be doing all the activities which is related to business, commercial. It will include with the private parties. It will make the private parties to have the business with ISRO, that is NSIL. IN-Space, Indian Space Authorization Center, Indian Space Promotion and Authorization Center, whereby mainly it will be authorizing with which non-governmental organization, with which body the ISRO should maintain the relations, with whom they have to participate in the commercial bonds, and the operations part will be authorized and finalized by IN-Space. And the ISRO now will be finalizing only on or working only on research and development. Hence, three functions have been demarcated: functions of NSIL, functions of IN-Space and the functions of ISRO by this space policy. By this, I completed the 80 topics. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, you will be getting 81 to 90 and 91 to 100. From this 100 topics, I am expecting 3 to 4 questions will come in the upcoming prelims examination. Thank you. Do subscribe. All the best. Jai Hind.